good afternoon. It's VindaCator here from iPlayMore.com. Make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel and follow me on Twitch. Make sure you go to iPlayMore.com and sign up for a video game test of Thunder. I'm the game designer developer for Thunder and the producer, I guess. Putting everybody through the paces to get this game together, and it's coming. So our game takes place here, the Milky Way galaxy. You might know that place. You might even be living around the sun here. And if you go down the Carina Arm, you arrive at the Stellar Jewel Box Nebula, NGC 3603, as NASA has called it. And this is the images that they took. So I saw that and I went, man, our game's going to take place there. You know, the birth of stars, birth of the game. Could be pretty cool, could be late. And so we put our little planet there, Planet Nebulous Prime. Some spiral ring rocks around it. Because it's small, it wouldn't be like Saturn. And as you zoom in, you can see the mock-ups that we've made. So we're working on Bear Isle. Just about done. Got a few more weeks to do on that. And actually a few outstanding things to do on that, but we'll get to that. And then we'll be starting on the Azure Island here. And then this is the over game. So as you're winning and losing arenas, basically you take territory, and you're actually going to get titles based on the territory that you have too. So winning arenas, winning land masses, and so your title's going to change. It's pretty cool. So this was done by a professional map maker. This is Bear Isle. So this is where we started, and when we started we had the kin on one side, the brood on the other side, all the way over here, behind the volcano. And we realized that that's just a little too big. So here's an actual image of the game that we're making now. And you can see we left the kin where it was, but we moved the brood way up. It used to be over here. So, but this has turned out to be a massive place. So what do you do with all the back end of the bear? Well, we turned it into training. There's quite a lot to this game. I mean, it's so simple you can just point and shoot, but it's also very strategic. I was kind of think that it's kind of like chess. It could even be said to be as complicated as Go. I don't know, but that's the way I've designed it. And so you see a little bit of that gameplay today. So this is me zooming in on the playable area. These are shrines that I have circled. So that was a big part of what we wanted to do was. As you're building your strongholds, your kingdoms, your empires, and your dynasties, that you would be locking the game in these shrines, and the enemy has a choice to face you head on, or they can go sneak around and unlock these things. I'll show you a little bit of that today. And then in the pit, this is top down on our pit. So in our game, there isn't any death. You get banished to a pit. It makes a lot of sense, actually. And it's difficult. It isn't 20 seconds and you're back in the game. It's much more difficult than that. And so here you can see we've got a brood pit and a kin pit. Sorry, in the pit we have a brood shrine and a kin shrine. Oh, these words. Sometimes they all mix together in my mind. So this is the brood language. So that's how they lock things. So this is what the kin would see on their HUD. And then this is what the brood would see when the kin locks it. And then over the shrines is what it looks like. Now this is going to be going to level 2 and level 3. Or stage 2, stage 3. And so this is stage 1 here. Stage 2 is going to look like this. So we still have to build that. But the cool thing is I've paid for this concept art. So we are in business to get this stuff done. So that is for probably, I think next week. We're still doing trees. We had some delays. We have a new character in the game today. But our first one, I should say second one, I guess, technically. And then this is stage 3. So basically all you need to get these things from stage 1 to stage 2 to stage 3 is hang out in the shrine. So you can even do that AFK, which is really cool. Because there's a lot of games out there that if you're AFK for just moments, you're kicked, which is ridiculous. So, you know, somebody comes to the door, what do you do? Well, in our game, you just run for a shrine and just sit there. And you're still helping your team, which is very cool. So this is the Brood Fortress top down from the front. Now we got time of day in, so the sky is much different now. This is the Brood Throne, Brood Energy icon. You're going to see me blow that up today. And then this is the Kin Fortress from the top. in the front. The kin throne, triple throne. You can see all the seats at different heights. And we've got that working now too, so that where you're positioned is how fast you capture. Very cool. So all these things that were just ideas are now becoming reality. It's very neat. And this is the kin icon, and I actually did a test today and Brood destroyed that. So we'll see how it goes. See what mood I'm in today. So here's our scepter. So this is what's happening in your left arm. So I always like to say our game is like a first-person shooter on the right arm, and on the left arm it's like an RPG. And we bring them together, and there's a story around it, and it has a lot to do with the word thunder and lightning and all that kind of stuff. So as you can see, this is a basic lightning scepter. So that's just a common one. So if you were doing free-to-play, that's probably what you'd use to kind of save your resources. And if you got big money to spend, well, then you could probably get all 5. But and this will expand, but that's what we got happening in the game right now. So I've got 2 lightning scepters. We got a fire, an ice, and the storms. I can show those off a little bit today. These are our energy pods. This is what powers up your devices. So we've got black, the white, the red, the blue, and the rare, which powers everything, and also the rare devices. I'll show you one of those secrets today. So here they are. So we get the claw really working. In fact, that is how you push people off the thrones. And it's pretty overpowered, but I kind of like it. So I think we're just going to show it as it is and leave it how it is. So I'm asking the programmer a question. Mohammed's working on this. And I said, hey, when somebody's in a pod and you push them, does it go even further? Because it's supposed to. We'll have to see. So if that's true, then we might have to set it back a little bit. That's all I can say. And then we've got the Agony, which is like a sniper. Your sniper weapon. These are devices, though, not weapons. And this is your... And I should just say how this works. So basically, these shoot energy, take away shield. When shield's all gone, you get banished to a lower realm. And that's how the game works. So this is a rapid impact. It's kind of like a rocket launcher. It's kind of like a shotgun. This is called the Wolverine. This is kind of like a grenade launcher. It's called the Stingray. This is kind of like a minigun. So this is called the H2O, based on water. And this is the Hog, based on, I guess, lightning energy. And these are our 2 rare devices, the Oculus, and this is the P-Res. So I'll be showing you probably one of those today. I think the P-Res today. So then we got our shields. We got our black and white shields. So this is white on the opposite side. So those 2 work together. Those 2 devices work together. And then we have a red and blue shield. And then we have our core shield. And so this is one of the most important ones, but it's rare. And it takes a while to get and build up. Then we have our power-ups. We have the ability to fly, so freedom. And we have notch up, which basically is like a portable shrine. And if you're in a shrine to use it, it heals you up even faster. And then we have notability, which is 5 times damage, not with, which is invisibility, and return, so that if you're in a battle, you're feeling weak, you can push return, go back to supply room, so you don't have to be banished. If you are banished and you're in the pit, well, you can find these and you can get out of the pit to safety using that. And then we have Pep, which is our power-up. And it's so interesting, the story around that. So I had an audio designer did some music for us before, years ago. And him and I were addicts. We would go pick up all Pep, and you can get 30 of these things and move 3 times faster. And him and I were moving at 3 times the rate, and we could not shoot the other people moving at 1 times the rate. And I said, man, I just invented the Matrix. You know in the movie where they're moving so fast that they can dodge bullets? I mean, that's what it was like. It was just so bizarre. Not that I intended that, but that's a real cool thing about it. So there's 2 teams in the game. One is Brood, and so we needed to figure out where everything goes on the HUD. Now this is, you'll never ever see this, but we have to make decisions where everything goes. So these are the devices. You know, these are the things you pick up. These are the power-ups you got. This is your character. I wanted to make it so that you could see your character. People like to see their character, but, you know, third person sucks because you're kind of behind the guy. So this is a first-person game, but I wanted to have it so that, like, if your guy does something, you have a visual representation of what happens. So if you get shot, there's a visual representation. So just to show you what it's like. But anyways, that's where everything goes. And we don't have the chat in yet, but that's where everything's going to go. And this is where the shield system goes and all that kind of stuff. And you can see I took off Henrique's little line from kin to brood. Because that was just... I understand why he did it now, because he just used the one that I had. So anyways, kin. This is the kin HUD. So same difference, except they have to find the brood. So once you get a stronghold, a kingdom, an empire, or dynasty, or you're doing the final dominations, this is going to be on the HUD for the enemy team. And if they want to stop you, they have to unlock it. So, and I just remember I told the programmer that you cannot stop dominations. But what happens if somebody unlocks it? So there's a question for me to think about as the designer of this. Because this is fast becoming a reality. I've got to get everything figured out. So you can see here, if you push H, you're going to get this. And this is, so first of all, we're going to have an app that comes out with our PC game. And so you're going to be able to do all this kind of stuff on the app. And what we wanted to do is put an app representation in the game. So this is actually going to be a bracelet on your arm, but on the inside of your arm, as you can see here, you're going to be able to see this thing. It's going to have the game time there. But when you push H, it's going to come forward. And then when I push on this image, so this is number 1, so I push on this image, that's going to come full screen. And that's how it's going to look on the app. But in Unreal, it's going to go full screen. And of course, you're going to be able to see the game around it. That's the whole idea here. Now, this is kind of done earlier, so this might be subject, well, it's going to be subject to change, of course, because it's going to become an actual thing. This is just a mock-up of what our market exchange looks like, where you can buy, sell, trade. So basically, there's a couple things in our game. First of all, you can play completely for free. You just need to manage, you know, you don't get everything, because you're not going to have a lot of money. But if you're finding that, oh, you know, I really wish that I had some armor, or I really wish I had, you know, a couple things to leverage the free-to-play part of it, you can buy those things, and they increase in value. You can sell them for a profit later. So that's what the market exchange is all about, just connecting players. Now, this is what I did this week. So this is brand new. And so when you go to our chests in the game, this is what's going to automatically open. You're going to still see the game around it. I was thinking to maybe make it so that you could close these two and just have just this, if that's what you wanted. But I needed a way for people to get gear and put it onto their character. And I never had those things joined, so that's what I got happening now. Crowns are going to be things that you unlock based on the arenas that you win. But everything else, so this is all your various gear. And the things that are important are the earrings, the rings, the necklace, the armor. Oh, armor's here. The gauntlet, and the bracelet. To think about that. Wings can be important too. But anyways, and the belt is important too. All those things block and use the parts of the game. So, I mean, you can play it without it, but it's just better with it. So you can see the storage is open, and then I've left everything blank because we're going to start putting in real things that you can move around. There's various tabs that you can open up. And so we, talking with one of the programmers, we talked about everything being 64 by 64 pixels. And so that's what made this size. So there's actually 100 things open. So what's happening here is you're going to be able to put your devices in 1, 2, 3, 4, however you want. And that relates to how things show up in the game. So you're not going to be restricted to how we do it. And as your gear levels up, it opens up slots. So every 2 levels, it opens up a slot. So these will also be places where you can use for storage. You can store things there, or they can pick up things, whatever. Now, if you're renting, all of that goes to the owner. If you're owning, well, that's yours. And then you can even hype up your devices by putting like gold or whatever into what purified things. And then if you get something in your inventory and you want to get rid of it, you want to sell it, you just drag it over here and sell it on the marketplace. So that's what I designed. And then we were talking about, oh, what happens when you mouse over? Well, this is the kind of idea here. You mouse over this right here. So this armor, and then you're going to learn about it. You're going to see what's in the slots. You're going to see what the value is. Your name's going to be on it if you paid for it. And then this is really advanced stuff. I haven't really designed it much, but I wanted to kind of have the idea there for expansion. So that's what got done this week. This is a few weeks old, but I wanted to redo this. This is your start page where you put your information in. And then where you pick your teams. So we don't got this stuff in yet, but it's designed. Next week, Balaam is coming. So that's he's the leader of the brood. And then after that, we're going to have Tally will be first, and then Suriel. So we'll have the 2 female characters. So we'll have 2 males and 2 females to start. And that's really where we base everything on, is those 4 characters in the app. We're going to get way more than that. There's 16 characters for the first game, but we really want to get that done. So there's the first 4 characters there on a mock-up of a movie poster that Henrique did. Thank you very much. And this is our Discord channel. You can earn mana, which is a real currency in our game, equal to US dollars by being active. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com and sign up for a video game test. So let's turn my camera on. Wave hello so that I know that I did that. All right, let's show you the real game, if I can find it. All right, so this is in the Unreal Editor. So that's all I'm showing today. This isn't a built game. This we're still waiting to get multiplayer. We're getting close. So we had to wait to see what the latest update of Unreal was. That got done. So it's pretty exciting. So that is coming along. So maybe a week or 2. But we still want to get our characters in there. So we've got some placeholder characters in there, some Paragon characters. But what I'm going to do right now is go Alt-P. Get Kin, Zach. That's the concept art. So this isn't perfect. We don't have an animator yet. I'm going to cautiously do this because I did this earlier and had some problem. So, oh yeah, the hair isn't quite right yet. But there's Zachariel Passus. Our first character in our game. Our first male character. Lead character. I shouldn't say first because Suriel was here first. So this is the chest, so when you open that, that is going to open your inventory, as I was saying before. Now here's a really cool thing. Roll my mouse wheel. You now earn throne energy in the shrine. Is that important? Well, that's how you build a stronghold. That's how you place thrones. And you're going to see some things flashing in front of the camera. We'll get that fixed. Just ignore that right now. And this is pretty glass in it. So, oh, looks like my camera is a little bit off. I'm going to just adjust that. I'll probably go the wrong way first. I don't know. There we go. Okay, so you can capture in the ring, but if you go on the center throne, which is the highest one,
the king. Of thunder.
Now here's a little tidbit. I've never had this thought before until this very moment. Is that you see what I did? I went and got throne energy from the shrine that I can't get from the throne until it's captured. And I need 2, and I've got 4 already. To create a stronghold. Okay, so let's jump over to the other side here. So let's go to Brood. Just gonna make this full screen. I've been playing Soflatus. She may be the reason that we're crashing on restart. Alright, so I'm just going to grab these power-ups when they come in handy. So she's going to come in and capture her own throne. Remember, so you can capture in the ring, but it's faster if you're on the throne. There's a little bug there. She's showing her throne menu already. I think I would know.
Prince of Thunder.
Now we're gonna get some female, so she's female obviously, so we're gonna get Princess of Thunder in there and Queen of Dominations, all that kind of stuff. But we just want to get the male stuff working first. All right, so here's the fountain. You can see I've got an objective there. So jump in. So I made a stronghold. So I'm going to just stop here. Actually, we'll do that in a second. Oh, and I got to turn my camera off when I'm doing the stronghold stuff, because it happens to be exactly where my face is. Thanks to Henrikes for telling me about that repeatedly. All right, so we're going to come into the Brood Fortress here. Now you see she's on the throne, so we get this really cool thing happening. So I can come to her throne and collect full energy, but there's no way for me to capture it because she's on it. So, actually, I'm going to show you a couple things going on with it. Let's just push M. So M... Oh, is it? I'm not sure why the volume changed. Oh, you know what? I do know. Hold on, let me just fix all that. Is that better? My headphones change volume, so I'm oblivious to it all. I was thinking that too, but okay. Okay, so if I wanted to create a waypoint here, and if I just hold my mouse over top, I can just say rally. Here, rally, if I can spell. Rally here. Boom. Now, isn't that cool? So everybody on my team can see that. What I want to do though is put that right in the game, so we can actually, because I'm thinking noobs aren't going to push M. They're not going to know how to do that. So let's get back out of that. That was pretty cool. So that's one thing he did. Yeah. Man, it's fun, isn't it? Okay, this still seems really loud. Okay, so I've got the claw, so I'm going to right click on her. Let's switch to her real quick. All right. So she's been thrown off the throne. She's got to find these. Oh, I want to stop him from capturing. Because otherwise it makes the unlock like twice as hard. Okay. So we're going back to her. Okay, so now I got to turn my camera off. I'll get this. I'll figure this out. All right. So nothing there. Yeah, sometimes OSB likes to change your settings. Same with my camera, too. And today it wasn't changed, but usually it is. All right. So you can see on my HUD, I've got that find. So I'm Brood right now. I got the find image. You can see in the shrine that there's the same iconic image. And if I go to it, I've now unlocked it and I have the next one. So I got lucky there. Not always that easy. So we're unlocking a stronghold. The stronghold has 3 locks in it. Nothing at that one. Not working on the bears yet, but we will be. Oh, there it is. All right. So now I've unlocked 2. I love the time of day. Man, isn't that gorgeous? Now, it's pretty hard to play this place, so this is a multiplayer game. Nothing here. Oh, I clicked off the screen. Folks, one thing with the Unreal Engine, sometimes when you're set to windowed, sometimes it will go off the window. So nothing there. We're going to go check the kin side. Now, of course, if you had a whole team doing this, this could be done very quickly, as long as everybody's organized. Nothing here, so that means it's in the pit. Remember I showed you there's 2 in the pit. So the rule of thumb is that it's usually going to be on the enemy side. So we'll go check out the enemy side first. Okay. Now we're in the pit. Now I'm not banished, I'm here visiting. Two recoil devices. I'm using the recoil devices to just transverse this a little bit further, faster. Ignore my head going out of it. That's just a camera issue. Actually, Zorn knows how to fix that, so that's good news. Now, is it here? We'll find out. I love this that you can't see it. It's not. So, you know, and I've got to commend Kang for getting that. It is really random. I mean, it's not always random, but it's pretty much random. So it's cool with me. I designed this stuff. So you get a couple laggy spots there because what's happening is the map is loading the levels up above. So we've got to adjust all that. That's more technical stuff. Optimization stuff. So here will be the last one. Yep. So there it is. It matches what's on my HUD. Now that's not right. That's supposed to say kin stronghold broken. So we need to get that reversed. The programmer that's doing all this gameplay is in Malaysia, and so, you know, I mean, he understands English really well, but I'll tell you, when you're not sitting right there with the people, it's a little bit more difficult to explain, especially, I mean, if you're saying, oh, make a game just like Call of Duty or something, well, then that's pretty easy, but when you're saying, hey, we're going to make something totally unique and original that nobody's ever seen before, yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to try something here. So I still own my throne. So I should be able to make a stronghold. I'm going to make it from the bottom. All right. That doesn't say brood, does it? But it says it in text, but not audio-wise. Okay, so let's just switch to the other side now. I kind of make this up as I go along. So technically, yeah, see, I've got find. I'm kin now. So I'm Zach. I'm going to be careful pushing the G though. It scared me. Because my third person switched today. I'm not sure why. Okay, that's what we get for doing all this last minute stuff. Right? So look how fast I capture an on the throne. Extremely fast. Oh, that's right. See, I broke the stronghold.
King of Dominations.
So that's correct. Brood stronghold broken. That is absolutely correct. Oh, that's not correct. No. That's not it. We're still working the bugs out with that stuff. Oh yeah, so okay, so this is wrong because we're seeing a brood image locked on the shrine. I got no image on my HUD, and the only person who should be seeing something on their HUD, is Brood, and there's nothing on their HUD. So that's sort of right. Where I created a kingdom and broke the Brood stronghold. Actually, let's just think about that for a second. I think I gotta go make a stronghold first. Otherwise, I'm not gonna have an empire. Technically, that would be correct. I could capture... No, if I touch my own throne, nothing's gonna happen. Technically. So you can see testing this is getting pretty complicated. Okay, let's jump in here. That should have gave me a stronghold, I would imagine. Let's see if I get an empire over here. So we've changed the basic code of this. This will be the third time now to match the game design and gameplay. Okay, so empire achieved. That's correct. Not really sure what to say about the stronghold issue though, because technically I should have. So the Brood have a. Let me just think about it. So the Brood have a stronghold. Oh, see in the images here. But that's because I have a. It's because I have an empire. So technically this throne should be out, which I know it is. Yeah, it's out. So the cool thing now is I can still come here and collect throne energy. Why? So that I can place thrones. So I look down, replace a lightning throne, and I can do that. Okay, back to the kin side. So I'm not able to place thrones here on the kin side. That's a new one. Okay, so another bug. We're changing all this stuff. So it's funny because I did this today and I didn't have this problem. We're gonna go back over to the Brood. So what I'm doing now is just placing thrones. And just to clarify, this won't go this fast. Because it should be using 4 throne strikes, but we've got this on test mode, so I'm using any. And the other thing is you're going to be able to do this leapfrog with your team, which means that my teammate could have placed that one, and then I place the next one. Creating a supply line from my energy icon to the enemies. And you can see that there's different types. There's lightning, ice, storm, fire. And that gives me those powers on my scepter. So she's got a choice. She can go unlock everything. Yeah, add the stopgap here. Oh, go this way. So where you point is where you go. Just kind of do them random. You could just be pure lightning, pure storms, pure ice, fire. It's your choice. to think that the game audio is not going through the... It's like way louder than the music. Anyways, I'm not going to worry about that. It's usually been good.
All
right. So I'm just going to change. Let's now that I've got all those scepters placed. You can see that there is a health bar at the top. But let's use the device. And a little secret with our game, because there's recoil, so you can see the recoil pushes me around quite a bit. But if I push enter and I'm flying, and on the ground, I think. Yeah. We're pulled around a lot less. Alright, let's get to a really nice position for this. And of course you can have your own whole team doing this. And of course, it'll be more, I think we got the set for 1,000, probably 10,000 with the whole team.
Victory!
So the winner is going to be on the center throne, and then the game restarts. So this is pretty cool. And no load. Notice that. There is a one-time load at the beginning. So we're having a crash right here. So I am going to do what I did earlier today. Let's go Zach again. Gotta play with the new guy. I'm going to just do that. I'm going to select my 2 drone strikes here. Yeah, but see, I'm still thinking about gameplay-wise. Is that the correct thing to do? Because what that's doing is slowing down my capture of the throne. Because I'm not at the throne yet. Okay, watch the capture speed here. This is on the ring. And then I jump on the center throne. It increases. Now this is what I did today to not
Winds of Thunder.
Nope. Need to recoil. The game's not running as smoothly, but we've been having that issue, and then I've been mentioning it, and then we've been fixing it. So, but it didn't crash, so that's good news. Okay, so again, I've got 3 thrown strikes. I need 2 to make a stronghold. Now, of course, I am moving very, very quickly. So, what would be considered a leveled up character. So let's just show you what the regular walk is going to be like. Enrique always says I should walk. It's a fast game built on speed and running. But, yeah, we gotta adjust all that stuff. Okay, so that's a goal to capture the throne. Goal complete. Now you don't need any throne energy to capture the throne.
Congratulations!
See the stars? So we're at nighttime now. We want to keep nighttime bright enough. Uh-oh. And there's the crash. So my assumption was that it was the brood that was causing the crash, but that is incorrect. So anyways, we'll figure that out. I guess this is it. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com. Oh, I should turn my camera back on. Sorry, guys. See, that's the problem with me turning it off. I'm not used to that. So make sure you go to iPlayMore.com, sign up for a video game test. A couple more weeks. Gonna have these bugs worked out. We had this so it wasn't crashing. And what did I do? I'm like, oh, let's do one more. Let's do one more. And I was gonna load the game and show you, because I'll wait till next week. Because basically, now you're able to place thrones. So I'm just gonna use my fingers. My fingers are thrones. So I place these three fingers, right? So let's just say that this is Kin. Kin places a throne. Kin places a throne. And the brood comes and takes this throne. So let's just bend it. This is funny, because I should be showing you in the game. And if brood takes that throne, it breaks the supply line. And Kin's got to go back to the last known throne and take it. Now, the thing is, the extended gameplay, this is what we're going to work on this week, is that throne is going to be the Emperor's throne, the lead player's throne. And if the enemy captures that, they take over your whole dynasty or empire, whatever you've got. So that's what we're working on this week. Very exciting. Not working 100%, as you can see. So we're going to leave it there. So it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, all that good stuff. And we will see you next week. Next week, I've got 2,000 cases in Dirty Bomb. I know it's a dying game. And Dewan, our community manager, he's going to go into my account, because I'm too busy, unbox those cases, maybe not all of them, but a whole bunch of them, and then he's going to take all those people that are watching that stream and dump them into mine. So next week is really important. That was supposed to happen today, and I'm glad that it didn't. See? I am so glad now that I pushed this back a week. So anyways, that's where it's at today. And this is the life of video game development. Sometimes it all works and sometimes it crashes, but we still got 3 years. You know, we're still in what's called the prototyping stage, and next couple months we'll be stepping into alpha. Well, I wanted to mention a few things too. So we've got Tyler. He's working on the characters, the animals. He'll be going on to NPCs, but he's basically working on characters right now. Casey's working on getting the multiplayer up and running. Rick Lee from BioWare is going to be joining us this spring to be our animator. That excites me so much. I knew this guy when he was working at BioWare. When I was trying to make this game on a very old game engine, and he came to see me a couple times. Great guy. And he wants to move back to Canada. And so I'm like, man, that's just an incredible thing. Zoran's back. As you can see, Zach's done. He's almost got Balaam to the point where we can put him in the game. Not quite. So that's great. Kang Hoke, make sure I say his name right. Kang Hoke is our programmer. And, you know, I brought him in as a junior programmer, although I knew that he was experienced because he works on other, he doesn't work in games, but he wants to get into the game industry. And he's been doing a fantastic job. So a quarter of my day now is spent testing his code and making recommendations and you know, giving direction on what to do and stuff. So that's really exciting. Of course, Henrique being Mr. Nonstop. So I actually pulled him off the home trees this week to help with Zach. So we'll have the home trees in next week. Then we'll be giving speed tree and updating all of our trees. So that's going to be great, and doing proper LODs because that hasn't been done. Mohammed already talked about, so he did that. So you push M and you have that incredible overhead map where you can place your own waypoints and direct your team. So that's coming along. And then he got the claw working. Oh yeah, I forgot to show the claw recharge. Anyways, now when you use a claw, the right click and push somebody off the throne, It also gives you a shield, so you're protected. But there's a, when you let go of the right mouse button, then it recharges, and we've got that working, so you can look at the device and see it refill. So that's very cool. Michael's been working on a whole bunch of things. Zach, getting the characters in, and so that's great. And oh yeah, so I have a couple notes, and I keep forgetting to say this. So our game's all about the player directing the storm, as you can see, and it's very simple dimple right now, but it will grow, especially as computers get more powerful. We'll be able to crank it up quite a lot. So you'll be mastering the storm, so that's very cool. And the feeling of power in this game, I wanted to say that, because that, I don't know, there is something very neat about that. So many games, okay, they give you a gun, you're a soldier, you get shot, you die, you count it out for 20 seconds. I mean, everybody does that. And my joke about that is the 1990s it called, 1980s it called. They want their game design back, because it's terrible. So I dislike that, and I'm playing a whole bunch of different games, and they all do that same thing. Of course, I'm playing multiplayer online, that's what I like to play, and that's what our game's going to be. So I just wanted to say that thing. I really want to empower players on a couple different levels. One, with the things that they use, and two, you know, money. Instead of just taking people's money, give them the ability to level things up and sell them for a profit. And that's, you know, that's the kind of stuff that I want to play. So anyways, that's what's in there. That's what I love, and that's what I'm designing, and that's what I'm directing. And, you know, gotta say one more thing too. Kang was saying to me, he's like, well, I'm glad you're not just accepting my code, you know, and pushing it out, and people are, you know, using it, and it's not exactly what you want stuff. He says, I'm glad your heart is in this, and you're making gameplay that's, you know, tested and proper, and it's all going to work, and it's be logical. And I said, yeah, it's all going to make sense to you when it's done. Right now it's a bit of and just to explain this too, is our original prototype, and this is a few years back, so 2011 is when I kind of made the video and put it out of the first prototype, but it didn't have that scepter stuff. It had a scepter, but you had to select it. And so all this whole thing about placing thrones and scepters, it's all new gameplay. And I got to tell you, that's a little bit difficult. The device side of it, the recoil, all that kind of stuff, we took that on the road. We went and tested that. I got player comments. I know exactly what people thought about it. And so that is at a very advanced stage. I know what to do with that. But this whole other side of it is new, you know, making this kind of a hybrid game. And not to make a hybrid, try to appeal to two marketplaces. That's not what's happening here. What's happening here is, and the best way to say it is, give the players complete freedom and allow the enemy players to take that freedom away instead of a programmer limiting you. And to me, that's profound, and that's what this game's all about. Anyway, so there we go. I wrapped it up with a monologue. So you got to make this stuff up, especially when you're live. Anyway, so it's VindaCator saying thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, follow, share, comment, ring the bell. And I realized Facebook's got a bell too, so I guess you can ring the bell there too. So I'll put this up on Facebook as well. Anyways, have a great week. Talk to you soon. It's VindaCator, and I am